compound in New Mexico. Authorities now revealing the suspects were planning a sinister attack on a hospital.
Our Todd Pyro joins us live to break down the busted terror plot. Todd.
Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Rob. Prosecutors in Taos County, citing interviews with 11 children found starved and living in squalor, say suspect Yanni Lavalle singled out Atlanta's Grady Hospital as a target, wanting to confront so-called corrupt institutions, possibly because of treatment her mother received there. In addition, investigators recovered a 10-page handwritten document titled Phases of a Terrorist Attack, which allegedly instructed children to, quote, shoot or otherwise attack the non-believer. Authorities adding that Lavalle and her partner, Suraj Ibn Wahaj, would, quote, laugh and joke about dying in jihad. You'll recall that Wahaj allegedly took his 3-year-old son out of Georgia to New Mexico without taking medications the boy needed to treat severe health problems. The child's remains were found August 6th inside an underground tunnel at that compound. The latest filings from prosecutors come as part of their appeal of a district judge's order that could allow at least 3 of the 5 adult defendants to be released on house arrest with just ankle monitors. Judge Sarah Backus said the previous evidence was troubling, but did not indicate, in her estimation, any clear threat to public safety. In addition to child abuse charges, Lavalle is also being held on accusations by federal immigration authorities that she overstayed her non-immigrant visitor visa after arriving 20 years ago from Haiti. Rob and Jackie.
All right, Todd, thank you. We appreciate it. Heavily armed agents swarmed the Baltimore home of the gunman accused of opening fire at a video game tournament. Police say David Katz fired multiple shots, killing 2 people and injuring 11 others. It happened as a game of Madden NFL 19 played out at a mall in Jacksonville. Katz then turning the gun on himself. Witnesses say the shooter had just lost in the tournament and was upset about that. Investigators are working to figure out a motive this morning.
All right, a Fox News alert and a major victory in the fight against ISIS. The leader of an ISIS affiliate based in Afghanistan killed in a U.S. drone strike. Officials say Abu Saeed Orakzai was struck near the border with Pakistan. Orakzai is responsible for recent bombings that left hundreds of people dead. 10 other ISIS fighters also killed in that airstrike. International relations expert Dr. Rebecca Grant joined us earlier with reaction to that defeat.
Our strategy in Afghanistan is to try to hit the Taliban and ISIS remnants hard enough to make them negotiate. There were 746 airstrikes carried out in July, and that is more than we've seen in about a 5-year period. So that's very important to go forward.
All right, the death comes just days after an audio recording of the terror group's leader, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, was released, telling his followers to continue fighting. All right, the U.S. and Mexico could reach a new deal on NAFTA as soon as today, or at least their own trade agreement. The 2 nations are close to an agreement, likely clearing the way for Canada to rejoin discussions. President Trump has pushed an overhaul to the 24-year-old trade pact worth about $1.2 trillion every year.
A police officer with no fire training fearlessly runs into a burning home, saving a family with 6 children.
Is everybody out? Where are they at? They're inside? I got people inside that are trapped. Hey, come on, man. The house is on fire. Get out.
That is a hero right there, Officer Sam Click, running from room to room, saving children as young as 8 months old from the home near Dallas. Click was on patrol when he saw flames and heard some screaming. No word on what caused that fire.
All right, Senator John McCain remembered around the world this morning for his ability to transcend polarized politics and unite the country.
Despite our differences, much more unites us than divides us. We are fellow Americans, and that's an association that means more to me than any other.
Joining us now to react to the legacy of the political icon is former McCain-Palin presidential campaign advisor Ford McConnell. Ford, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me, obviously, on such a sad note. My condolences go out to the McCain family. But with the passing of John McCain, America lost a true public servant, a patriot, and a good man. And while we fell short in the 2008 presidential campaign, it was truly an honor to work for him, and I will forever be grateful.
You know, you had the opportunity to work very closely with him on a level that most Americans didn't get to see, the behind the scenes. Take us to those times you had with him when the cameras weren't rolling and he wasn't in front of the voters.
Well, you have to understand something about my job with McCain. When I went to work for him, I was not a regular McCainiac, a McCain person. I was there to do a job, and what I learned over the 11 months I spent with him was really invaluable. And really, it was all about his campaign slogan, country first. For John McCain, the 2008 election was not specifically about Republicans or Democrats or himself or Obama. It was about America and the direction of the country. For him, the country always came first. And when you see that, that is what really made John McCain a unique man.
You know, it's troubling right now. The country is more divided than maybe it's ever been, it would appear, and certainly in politics. There's just such little bipartisanship. To lose somebody like him, I think in a way reminds us how important it is to have politicians like that are willing to go across the aisle and make it work.
Oh, no question about it. You know, I hope that we start to see some more politicians like John McCain who understand that, yes, the elections can be rough and tough battles. But once the election's over, we have to come back together and do the American people's work. And unfortunately, right now, that is just not happening in Washington. And given the sort of raw nature of emotion around the country, I'm not sure we're going to see that anytime soon. But hopefully our better angels will prevail.
Ford, we just have about 15 seconds left. If you could boil down your time with Senator McCain, what's the one thing that you're walking away learning about him and what you're going to use in your life moving forward?
He was proud, principled, stubborn, but above all, a very good man.
All right. Ford O'Connell, thank you so much, sir, for your time.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The time is now 36 minutes after the hour. 1 week before his confirmation hearing, thousands unite to protest Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh. Is this an indication of just how tough the confirmation battle will be? We are live in Washington.
We're going to make public colleges and universities tuition free. Tuition free. Tuition free. Tuition free.
So that's the plan, tuition free. But tell that to a long list of students getting rejected. How New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo is falling short on fulfilling his promise of tuition free.